Hello folks, how are you doing? Welcome to my channel. So, at some point in all our lives, be it present life, past life, future life, present moment, past moment, future moment, we're going to come across some form of persecution. Not all the time, but some of the time. Some of these persecutions can be huge persecutions, they can be ongoing, they can seem relentless, they can seem vindictive and cruel and painful and all that kind of stuff. Some of them are just daily things that maybe you're dealing with certain people on a day-to-day basis. But also persecution can come from within. We often hear the word persecution and automatically we go to external people, external thoughts and energies coming within. But actually, persecution can also be from within. So you may find that somebody persecutes you and then you carry that on for the rest of the day or the rest of your life in some cases, and we don't even realise we're doing it. Have you ever had a bad day at work, obviously, and rather than going home and nurturing yourself, making yourself something delicious to eat, something nourishing, bringing yourself a beautiful bath, a relaxing bath, oils, scents, comfy PJs, nice book, nice something on telly, and really hunkering down and nurturing yourself, what we tend to do is we tend to carry on that narrative. So we'll tend to talk to ourselves during that day in an abusive way. We'll treat ourselves abusive. We'll not know how to channel that energy that's come in, so it'll form in the body as tense or pain or anxiety or overwhelm, and we'll take it with us throughout the day. Then we'll go home and we may even starve ourselves, or we may, because we're so down, go and get a big fat sugary snack or a big fat snack as a takeaway or whatever. Or we may go and watch a numbing telly, or we may watch numbing things on social media, doom scrolling, not looking after ourselves. So we are therefore persecuting ourselves as well as persecution coming from external. So imagine what it feels like to be a human with all of this going on. You've got the external coming in, you've got the internal. So I think one of the first steps in healing this wound it stops with you. So when something comes in, you instantly have a kit that you can pull out, an energetic kit of how you look after yourself and how you nurture yourself, that you don't allow yourself to sink further into that pain, and that you're able to nurture yourself through to it, holding space for the fact that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Because that's another reaction, isn't it? We often think, I shouldn't be feeling this, I shouldn't be feeling this, I need to get out of this feeling. And one of the biggest problems with humanity at the minute is we have lots of humans that have tried to get away from feelings. We're great with feeling the good stuff, aren't we, to some extent, but the good, the bad and the ugly, we don't like to feel it. We're taught by society to suppress it, to not look at it, to shelve it, to put it to one side. And I get some things need to be put to one side, but if this is a continuous habit, it's not going to help, is it? So past life persecutions, they're going to be vast. So were you someone accused of being a witch in a past life? Were you a witch? And you may have been a good witch or a wise woman or a wise man, and you were a threat to society, so society deemed it appropriate to get rid of you. That wounding will stay with you in incarnation after incarnation until you learn how to channel being the wise man and the wise woman correctly, until you learn how to step into your high priestess, your high priest energy, until you make peace with it. And one of the ways it can come out is, I come across this a lot where people want to go into tarot or crystals or healing or spirituality, maybe form businesses up, and there's part of them that wants to do it, then there's this other part that says, I can't. And even when you talk to them and get them to a point where this is what you need to do, there's still that wound that can come in and derail them. And it's also about getting power over that wound. So understanding where that comes from. It's not about understanding a specific past life, because it may not be appropriate for you to see that past life, but understanding what it is. This is just a feeling. And really breaking it apart and thinking, what is the worst that's going to happen? I'm not going to be burnt at the stake. I'm not going to be hung, drawn and quartered. You may come across people that don't get your work, etc. But that's it. And learning how to manage persecution is a game changer for going forward and being able to regain your power over it. Not that you're suppressing it, because again, persecution can be your greatest teacher, because there's nothing more, rebirthing than somebody trying to knock you down and you realising they're actually giving you a step up, because that's the flip side. Because there will be a soul contract between you both where they are meant to come in to do that for you to become a better version of yourself. Okay, I know that can be like, oh, you what? It's very, very true. It's very true. There will be a soul contract where that person is coming in to knock you down for you to come back up, for you to rebirth yourself. So these moments in our life where we're persecuted and we go under, fair enough, but there has to also come a moment where we rise. Because if we don't rise, you just continue to meet these other people that will bring in the same soul contract in a different way, in a different mean suit, in a different meat suit, it's a mean suit, meat suit, different body. And they will continue to bring it in and it'll get more and more. So you'll end up feeling, God, I'm constantly in persecution. I'm constantly under attack. There's always someone trying to get me. Why is it always me? I must have been really bad in a past life. Why? Why do you keep getting all of this stuff coming in? It's because it's trying to teach us something. It's trying to awaken us to something. And it'll be different on each individual basis of what that is. But one of the main ones is to rise. To rise. To find your truth, to find your voice, to find your reality, to find your power. Because when someone's coming in, because people persecute you to take your power off you. And the truth is, people persecute you because they're also scared about you as well. They see your potential and they want to knock that down. They want a piece of the cake for themselves. So that's why it's so important to keep rising, to admit what's happened, to accept what's happened, but to also find a way forward. Because persecution, if we don't get on top of it effectively and face it and heal it and understand it, it will be our biggest destroyer. It will be our biggest destroyer that we will take with us into other relationships or friendships. We're going into a world where many people are going to be asked to make big decisions in relation to moving house, new relationships, new friendships, work, business. They're going to be asked and expected to set up business on their own, to step away from certain situations. And when you don't have a strong sense of self, when you don't have a strong sense of destiny, that can really impact that. And that can keep you in the loop. Also as well, when your sense of self is part of the group that you're in. So say you're in a workspace and you really want to set up independent, working or your own business. And there's part of you that really wants that, but there's also that part of you who, part of your personality feels that actually if you take yourself away from there, you won't have anything. Many people can get in that. Many people can get into that energy. So stepping away from that persecution as well. Because this up here can be your worst persecutor. Say you think I'm going to go on a health kick and straight away it will start. You can't do that. You'll never succeed in that. You're too fat, you're too this. Remember all those times you have done that and it will get you. So this is why being stronger than what the mind says to us. Because the mind has a place at the table, but it shouldn't overrun the table. The heart also has a place at the table. The soul has a place at the table, mind, body and soul. All of it has a place at the table. And you have a place at the table. So why are you not sitting at the table in your full strength? I also, when people go on about some of the stuff within the world, when they are doing this to us, Really? Do you want to actually go into that narrative of they, whether they are doing this to us? Because nobody can do anything to you without your permission. And this can be a big thing that we can stumble across or stumble upon, and it can actually derail us when we're on our awakening journey. They are doing this to us. What if they're doing it for us? It's how you say things. How you say things is how you can flip it. You know, what I'm also seeing is the fact that what if, itchy nose again, what if that inner wise woman, wise man, the one that you were in past lives, is waiting for you to get back up again? They're waiting for you to get back up again because their time's already done, but your time's here. It's done in that dimension, but in this dimension you can rewrite that, you can re-heal that, you can revisit that. What if that version of you in the past, in the medieval past or whatever, is waiting for you to stand back up, to get back up? Also as well, society encourages us to be persecuted. You've got to watch for it, because a lot of the stuff we watch, a lot of the self-help stuff actually keeps you in victim mode. And it can keep you feeling that something happened to you, something... I'm trying to think of a better way of putting it. There's a big thing at the minute of people looking at family dynamics, and online you're full of it. My mum was a narcissist, my dad was a narcissist, all over. And yeah, there may be a handful that were, but there's also something else coming in, and it's a real weakened state of keeping talking about it, obsessing about it, telling everybody about it, keeping yourself in that loop where what are you going to get from that? What are you going to get from that? And people do it with my ex-husband was a narcissist, my ex-wife was a narcissist, and keeping themselves in that loop, when in actual fact you need to observe what's happened. Fair enough, when there comes a point where you have to draw a line under it. Well, what happens when they won't draw a line under it, Glenn? And what happens if they keep doing it? You cannot control them. But what you can control is your own reactions to it. What you can control is you. You can control you. And whilst ever we're worrying, obsessing about other people, I need to stop other people persecuting me, you're not gonna get there. The way you can get there is getting yourself to a space where you're not looking at yourself as a victim. And then you'll find that things start to shift. You'll meet less and less persecutors. And if they come in, they can't actually come in. They may try, they may give a little bit, but it's like boom, because you already know what that is about, and you're able to rise above it and keep rising, and you get stronger. And that's how it just becomes a noise. It's just somebody else having a moment, and it doesn't come in and affect you and become a disease and cause disease within the body and cause imbalance within the body. It's like, yeah, I know what that is. I know what that is. Because ultimately we've not to actually stop people doing anything, because we live on a planet with free will and free choice, which is why the power in all of this persecution stuff is our sense of self. It's internal. If you try and think about controlling the narrative, controlling other people, stopping other people, you will overwhelm yourself and exhaust yourself. So where do we go forward from that? Well, Claire has a group healing starting on the 12th of June. It's for 2 days, 12th and 13th of June. And it's a witch wound and persecution group healing. Now, for those of you that are new to my group healings, they are distance channeled. So there is no places to go. There is no Zoom calls. They're not intrusive. I'm not expecting you to turn up at a certain time or a certain place. They're distance channeled. All I ask from you is that you read the instructions on the website under the group healing heading where you make payment, and you're okay with all of that. No alcohol, no recreational drugs, etc. The list is on there. And that you spend those 2 days being present with yourself. The group healings are not magic wands. What we find with healing is stuff comes up to be reevaluated. and it helps to clear the debris. It's a bit like, say if you said to me, Claire, my room is full of shit. There is bags of rubbish everywhere and I need to clean it. And I say to you, I'll tell you what, I'll go in, I'll bag up all your stuff and I'll take it to the tip for you if you clean the room after I've done. You get that? I want you to feel into that. I'll come up and I'll take all your bags of stuff and I'll take it to the tip. The tip is, I don't know what they call it abroad, it's where you take your rubbish to be incinerated or recycled, but I want you to then clean your room. And then once I've taken all that stuff out, then you look around the room and think, right, does it need decorating? Does it need clearing? Does it need fresh carpets? Does it need polishing? Does it need disinfecting? Does it need airing? You're left then to rebuild it, to remake that room. And I don't come into that room because that's your space to make better. And that's what healing is. No healer or therapist is going to go in with a magic wand. It's going to be up to you to then walk into the empty room once all the blocks, cords and attachments have been cleared, for you then to rebuild yourself. So during those 2 days, drinking plenty of cold water, meditating, you can go to work as normal. Some people choose to take those 2 days off. It's fine. Getting into nature, being present with yourself, recording the date in your diary so you know when it's happening. Getting some uplifting books you can read. During that time, I will put a video on each day where I pull some cards and we check in and I share some of the stuff that's been channeled through. So there's no Zoom links, no classes, nothing like that. It's totally unobtrusive. So you go about your day as normal. And the aim of the group healing is to get people onto the start of that road of making peace with themselves, making peace with the persecutions, making peace with it, to step out of victimhood. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. To start to step away from those old stories that don't serve us, that hold us back, that keep us... Sorry, I don't have to... My phone's got an upgrade on, I don't know how to turn it off. Don't ask. To find a way forward, to find a way that can bring inner peace and inner zen and inner clarity and inner healing, and so you can then go off and live the life that you want to live, that you're meant to be living. You can go do work that inspires you and lights you up. You can have relationships and friendships that inspire and light you up. You can have the life that you want, because the truth is you're actually meant to be. It's just, again, the matrix, the narrative that tells you that you're not meant to. You're meant to be staying in pain and doom and gloom. Because if you stay in pain and doom and gloom, you become a consumer of a lot of things without even realising it, which then helps to line certain pockets in the world. So you are meant to live a happy and fulfilling life. You're meant to lead a life of abundance. You're meant to leave the old life and lead a new life. You're meant to leave the old stories behind, making peace with them going forward. You know, we are alchemists. What do you mean by alchemists? It's how you deal with your life, how you conduct yourselves in the world, how you go forward in the world, how you handle life's difficulties is how you become an alchemist. Are you making those difficulties bigger and more vitriolic, or are you trying to nurture yourself and understand them and transmute them and heal them and become a better version of you? So the group healing, there will be lots of things come up. There will be lots of past stories will come up. You may find your dreams go a little bit like, well, that's interesting. You may find certain aspects of you, past versions of you will come up, past stories of you, past situations, for you to make peace with it. I cannot get through enough. Make peace, make peace, make peace. Until we can make peace with something and someone, it will ongoing, the pain will still be there. The minute that we can make peace with it, we change the game forever. and that's how you free yourself, and that's how you're able to step away from it, and you're not under persecution. Because like I said at the beginning of this video, persecution is an external thing from somebody else, but persecution is also what's going on within this vessel. How are you treating yourself? How are you honouring yourself, respecting yourself, nurturing yourself? Or are you not doing any of that? So if you would like to take part in that group healing, it is the 12th and 13th of June 2024. If you go below to the description to this, under this clip, or the pinned comment, if you can't find the description box, which is the grey box beneath it, then just go to the comment section, the pinned comment, scroll down a little bit, and it will say next group healing. It will say watch this video for more information. You can do if you want, and then it will say to take part, please click on here, and it'll take you straight to the website link. If you go too far down, you go straight to the home page on the website, go to that link. Fair enough, don't panic, services and group healing. Also as well, you do not have to send me your life story. It keeps happening where people go on group healings and they send me emails with their life story on. I actually don't have the time to give to those. This is a group healing, it's not an individual session, and I don't need to know that information. If you feel the need to write it down, write it in a journal, because again, your journal is where you can transmute it. I mean, the emails always come to me, but I haven't got the time to go through everyone's stories. It's a group healing, especially during those days of channeling, because it's intensive, okay? So there is no links, there are no Zooms, there are no lives. It's not intrusive, it's not going to require all your time to come and sit in front of me. It's what you make of it, because we are about power on here. We're about sovereignty, we're about powerfulness. We're about individuality, okay? So I think that's all there is. 12th and 13th of June. This is going to be a great one for the solstice as well, because we know the solstice is in June. So it's a great one to do for the solstice, to get ourselves cleared and you know, get us layered up for another level. But then we've also got Lionsgate portal, the 8/8 portal, which is in August. So it's a really summer is always a powerful time. Some great shifts and change and energies coming in. So thank you for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe. What should we do for the witch? No. Again, this thing about calling each other's witches, it just seems, I know some people still like to do it, but I prefer wise one, wise woman, wise man, mystic, seer, healer, shaman, whatever, rather than witch, because witch has been weaponized to such an extent that, and even the frequency of saying the word witch can bring in the jitters to some people, whereas you say wise woman, elder, seer, healer, anyway, intuitive, see how they feel. They're much more gentle, much more loving. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe. And emoji, what should we put for the emoji for this one? I'm thinking. I'm still thinking. A green heart for healing. A green heart for healing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.